Well, hi everybody and welcome back. This is program number 6 in our overview of Moodle. When we were here last, we were working on assigning roles in our course. We did participants already in a previous section, so let's move ahead. And in our left-hand column, in the course menu section, let's look at Control Panel and either click it or expand by selecting the plus next to the word Control Panel and move down and choose Groups. In choosing Groups, we're given a 2-column format. In the left-hand side, once you have individual groups established, you can show the members and edit the settings. You can also delete the group, but at this point, you want to create groups, and you have 2 choices. The bottom button, Auto Create, is where Moodle takes the individuals in class and creates groups for you. The more preferred method is you create the groups and add or remove users accordingly. Let's say I'm going to create a group. I click Create Group. I type the group in. Let's call this Field Study. And there would be some information about this group. I'm just going to put Testing. It's a good idea to give a clear and concise definition. Don't bother with the enrollment key. You may use a picture if you wish, and I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to save changes, and now I come back and Field Study is listed on the left-hand column. I now choose Add and Remove Users. My list of potential group members appears, and I'm going to take one individual, move them over, and choose Back to Groups. Now they're in Field Study and in Group 1. There's much more to do with this in Level 2, and I hope you'll consider groups. They're outstanding when you're using forums, if you're dividing material to be studied, if you have a field study and a practicum group. Lots of different ways to share, compare, and contrast the information that's available for your students. Okay, the next 3 items I'm not even going to open because they can be a little bit complex. They're very robust and they're very useful, but at this stage as a new user, you probably don't want to mess. Backup does exactly that. It backs up your course in a zip file and allows you to store it and use it for later. You can either store it with all the course information, the user information specifically, or more commonly you take the course outline and shell without specific user content. Now Restore gets a lot of people in trouble. Restore doesn't take you back to where you started. A lot of new people will say, oh, I made a mistake, I'm going to restore. No. What a restore does is utilize the backup that you've made previously. Import is probably the slickest tool in the box. If you don't like to wait for your courses to be copied by someone else, use the import. If you're going to bring from fall to spring, it's a very simple process to import the information from fall to spring and make the minor changes you need as you update and modify your course content. I will say for import to work, the data must be on the same server. So if you're going back to spring 2 years ago, that's going to be stored somewhere else, and import will not work. I recommend strongly that you review these sections in Level 2 because they are a powerful utility that can save you an awful lot of grief. Scales, well, scales are just that, how you grade. Give it a click, give it a look over, and that's about all you're ever going to do with scales. I will say this is one of the few places in Moodle that you must come to the back button on your browser. There are no breadcrumbs available in scales. And finally, editing the profile. The profile is the personal representation of you. Please don't change the top few items as far as email, digest type, etc., etc. Leave that alone. Your portion is it's going to request a city. You can put Arcata. It's going to select a country. I'd go with United States. It often will demand something in the description section. These things, notice, have asterisks and they are required. If you choose to upload a picture, browse for where your picture is. Notice the upload size, and you are required to put a caption. If you notice in the lower right hand corner it says Show Advanced, If you choose that, it gives you an opportunity to give out your home address, phone numbers, all kinds of things. If you want to share a web page or a Skype ID, that's fine. Best practice says we generally don't give out personal information. When you save your changes at the bottom, you'll be taken back to edit your profile, and you can return from the main page to the Moodle intro tag. Well, that's just about everything in the control panel. We're going to come back next and take a quick look at the gradebook. And remember, if you need help before then, you can call us at 3633, stop into Library 315, or we'll even arrange a one-to-one TeamViewer presentation because we're here to help.